Thank you. Thank you. The quality of your life depends on the extent to which you know the answer to this question. Who am I? Not me. You. Who are you? From an early age, I've had an unusual curiosity with this question, and I was never satisfied by the answers I was given. And it turns out that's for a good reason. No one can tell you who you are. You have to find out for yourself. And actually, this is all we ever do. Explore the question, who am I? For most, this happens unconsciously, naturally, through life. You find out who you are through living. But it can be a conscious process. Now, before I share with you what I have found in my own journey of self-discovery, first we will look at why actively exploring oneself is a worthwhile endeavor. And that reason is simple. Freedom. The Jamaican philosopher and poet Bob Marley once said, "Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. No one but ourselves can free our minds." You see, we are born into a world where we are given an identity. We are told who we are, how we should be, and what we are capable of. But these labels limit us. Unless we know ourselves to be more than an identity, it acts as an invisible cage which stifles us, slowly causing dis-ease within the mind and body as a consequence of living out of alignment with who we truly are. When we are disconnected from the essential nature of ourselves, we look for validation where it cannot be found. Living from an identity, we reject the less desirable aspects of ourselves and use intoxicants, food, entertainment, sometimes social media, unfortunately other people, and all kinds of other activities to distract ourselves from these less desirable aspects of ourselves. The more we identify with things that are not us, the more entangled by these things we become. The more we are connected to who we truly are, the more freedom we will have to let go of suffering and act in accordance with our highest selves. Right now, the external influences on how we should think and behave are stronger than ever. This is why it is of the utmost importance that we develop a strong connection to self and be guided from that place. Taking the journey into self-discovery has had me access deeper dimensions of myself, has created a greater expanse in what I'm capable of, and a much richer experience of what it means to be me. On your journey, what you will discover is not my place to say. And perhaps the most beautiful thing in life is that in the whole history of the universe, your experience is completely unique and just for you. That's how special you are and how precious each moment is. What I can share with you is these are simple things that can lead to magical results in life. And it's not just about performance and goal achievement either. Naturally, your day-to-day experience will become much more peaceful, loving, and joyful. On a more practical level, investing a little attention in becoming more self-aware will leave you more capable to deal with life's challenges as they inevitably arise, and have you thrive, not just survive. On a more subtle level, your ability to connect and attune with others will be enhanced, allowing for more deep and meaningful connections. Now, here I could include a whole bunch of research to help reinforce what I'm saying, which may help to make it more believable for you. But belief is not where transformation lies. In order for something to make a difference to you, it has to be within your experience. This is why the journey into self has to be an individual one and cannot be done for you. Whenever we turn the focus of our attention onto ourselves, this is self-exploration. In 2017, I had a mystical experience, which taught me there is a lot more to life than I had been led to believe. During a specific practice, what I consider myself left my body and went to a place. What I experienced was hard to believe, but what I can tell you is it felt like home. In fact, it felt like returning home for the first time. There was this undeniable familiarity and the deepest sense of connection. When I returned, I came back with certain understandings and a new perspective on the way things are connected. I play football on a Tuesday, and after the weekend of that experience, I returned to play, surprised to find I had greatly improved as a player. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't all of a sudden ready for the Premier League, but I did have some interesting improvements. I was faster, able to get around the pitch more quickly and with greater ease. Although my weight hadn't changed, my perception of myself, I felt physically lighter. During the experience, I was able to let go of tension in my muscles, literally becoming more flexible. So now, being more agile, I was able to do more on the field. But for sure, the thing that had the biggest impact on my ability to play, the most profound shift, was my newfound ability to observe my thoughts. While I was playing, I could hear the voice in my head like it was on loudspeaker, and I couldn't believe what I was saying to myself. I was saying things like, oh, don't stand here. If you stand here, you might mess up. You might get the ball. If you get the ball, you're going to have to shoot. You're going to mess up. Essentially, I was constantly judging and sabotaging myself. I realized this was massively holding me back from playing to my full potential. And so, inside that same session, I learned to play without thought. I was able to get into a flow state, slip into the zone, and play free from the worry of making a mistake. Until this day, I'm still able to achieve that state and become fully immersed in the experience of playing football. Now, this is just one example of the practical application of exploring the fundamental nature of self, and I have benefited in many other areas of my life from having this and other self-discovery experiences. That being said, the journey into self-exploration comes with a warning, and that is, it's not all sunshine and roses. In practice, it is much more about embracing the shadow aspects of life, understanding that it is all a part of the whole. I share with you my experience for many reasons, but mainly it's to let you know that this is available for you and to demonstrate what is possible when we give a little attention to exploring what this is. When your lived experience goes beyond the mind and body, common ailments and complaints no longer have the power to trap you and keep you stuck. When you know that who you are transcends the physical, your view of yourself becomes much greater, more inclusive, and yet far less attached. To me, the question, who am I, is the ultimate question. Again, it's the only question. We study business, we study maths, we study science. But now it is time we study ourselves. Thank you for listening.